11 of Kevin De Bruyne's 14 Champions League goals have come in the knockout stages. And no Man City player has scored more in the Champions League in their history. 3 of his goals in the last 3 semi-final matches as well. This is from Sport Bible saying big game player. And that's exactly what he is, Gabby, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was very good yesterday. And it was harder, wasn't it, guys, when you watched the game? The way they sat back Real Madrid, it made it difficult for Manchester City. I mean, when I was watching Haaland all through the game, I felt sorry for him. Every time he made a little movement, Alaba and Rudiger were like, they were like, all right, where you going? There was two on him at all times, and that created space for other players. But Kevin De Bruyne, big game player, and he really showed last night, why he's one of the best midfielders in the world.
Yeah. I loved it, especially Ali, because look, not for no reason the Spanish press are obviously going to hone in on Haaland, right? And he's the front page of all the newspapers and called him a monster. But I do love it that Kevin De Bruyne, who was pre-Pep as well at Man City, he's the one actually. He's really the one that you've got to watch that will come out.
Would you, Gabby? It was brilliant because effectively, if you're looking at the game in isolation before the game last night, the big talking points would have been Haaland and Benzema. That's what you're thinking. The 2 centre forwards, top class, world class centre forwards. But there was clearly a lot more to the game than that. Both goalkeepers I thought were excellent and made some fantastic saves, I've got to say. But De Bruyne and Vinicius Junior, I thought were absolutely outstanding, Gabby. I mean, there's some. You know what I didn't like about the game though was, especially Vinicius waving for a yellow card every single time a player got booked. What happened to referees booking players that do that? Well,
keep asking for a yellow. Carvajal as well.
Carvajal tried to kill Jack
by pushing him into the advertising. Good job the advertising boards had like a sort of
padding
on, didn't they? Because but Jack done well to not do anything silly.
Do you think that shows a bit of his maturity? That perhaps back in the day when someone gets under his skin like that, he would have reacted worse.
I thought Jack handled the situation absolutely superbly. I thought Carvajal was out of order in the first place, but I thought his antics after it even overshadowed.
When he stayed down, Ali.
That was that.
Even Gabby, Alaba had to come over and pick him up and say, come on, let's play football.
We're talking about it at 6 o'clock this morning. Gabby, that was embarrassing. Yeah. I mean, imagine kids watching that.
Can you hypothetically just give me the thoughts of Carvajal when you're down? When you do that, right, and you're thinking, I hope it looked a lot worse than it was, and you stay down. Do you get to the point where you're like, this is getting a bit embarrassing, I've got to stay down now?
But as well, they've got to think now, players, everything's on camera. Thousands of cameras are on you. Right. Jack hardly even touched you and you're staying down. Everyone can see how stupid you look. Like, you can't get away with it now.
You're shoving. What you just did a couple of seconds ago is a lot worse, which he's probably trying to make up for that, isn't he?
I think Ancelotti as well was very moany on the side. Like, everything, he was jumping up and down.
Happy with the goal, was he?
Yeah, did he? So let's do the flip side of this. Did he have a point? Because it looked like from where he was standing, especially, the goal went out. The ball went out of play.
Do you know something we don't know? Of course we don't know. I'm with you. It probably did look out, but the fact of the matter is, if you don't get it, you've got to play the whistle. You've got to play on. That's the bottom line.
Ali, look how much happens before they scored a goal. It goes to Jack. He cuts in to Gundogan. Off to De Bruyne. They've got to do better to stop the shot.
But also, Real Madrid lost the ball. Exactly. Roger intercepted that ball so well, and then it led to the goal. So it's your fault for losing the ball at the end of the day. You were in possession of it.
As well, Laura, I was happy for Jack as well, Ali, because he created 6 chances, more than double than any other player on the pitch. And he stood up yesterday in a big game for him in his career. And he showed why he's a £100 million player.
Do you remember, Ali, yesterday we had Andy Townsend on, and he was saying one of the most important things is if you do concede against against Real Madrid, that period of time straight after when teams are at their most vulnerable, that's when you've really got to fend against it and manage to get yourself back into the game. Do you feel like City were, they didn't seem rattled by it, basically, did they? They still thought, okay, fine, we'll find a way back into this, and that's what they did. Well, that was a question to Ali, but
beg your pardon.
I just noticed that he was texting. I thought, I'm not going to get anything.
I'm absolutely not. I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing. I'm looking to see when Real Madrid scored the goal. And how dare you accuse me of talking? It's 36 minutes. I was looking to see when they scored the goal. No, and Andy was
just a deafening silence.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were directing a question at Gabby. You're 100% right, because after that period, I've got to say to you, 2 or 3 minutes after that period, I turned to my boys, Gabby, and I said, Man City could do with a half-time whistle right now. Just to get in, and it was a little bit of a shame because City had been excellent, particularly the first 15-20 minutes. I thought it was a little bit unfair on them getting in behind. But to get back to what Andy said, Laura, yes, those 10 minutes up to half time, leading up to half time, after they lost the goal, were vital for Manchester City, getting them time to recompose themselves, and they come back out, and they did. It was amazing. I felt, Gabby, I don't know whether you agree, Laura, both teams probably scored when the opposition were having the better of the game.
100%. And what a goal from De Bruyne, by the way.
Oh, what a strike.
It's not easy, that technique, you know.
Gabby.
Why isn't it? Tell me why.
Because, you know, players will try that, you know, it will go wide or miss kick it, just to hit you with that power and that accuracy into the corner. Only players like Ali McCoist can do that sort of finish.
Well, do you know something? I wish I could, Gabby. I was saying to Laura, Gabby, it actually was a thing of beauty.
Yes.
And it reminded me of Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy with a golf iron, not trying to smash it, just wanting to get a good contact and strike.
Yes.
It was elegant. It was beautiful.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.